Good evening, guys. Yeah, guys, good evening, good evening. So as you see, I just took that trade just now. Uh, I was taking on the 30-minute time frame. I'm going to give a breakdown of why I take the trade here. Give me a second. 1 second. So yeah, good evening again, guys. Um, Fluidity, FX here. You know I think go. Yeah. Upcoming, how am I say this? Upcoming Jamaican Forex streamer. Yeah, so all I say this like subscribe to the thing. Is me I say. Um, so yeah. The last time I on here, yeah, I try explain my local strategy I try use. In order to try profit from the markets. So what I've been looking on, I've been trying to kind of be on the ultimate, not ultimate, but optimum time frame to use. Sorry, to use this kind of strategy on. Um, I I know what I'm looking for. I think I know what I'm looking for really. So for the most part, what I'm looking on, let me just delete all of these on the screens here. So what I'm looking on is that, all right, the week started yesterday evening, Sunday evening at 5 p.m. Jamaican time, that is. Or, you know, we realized first candle we got was a bearish candle, followed by a bullish candle. So from what I'm doing, this would be my first, piece of resistance from the week. This is the first piece of, let me use the lines instead. Probably could be easier to understand. Yeah. Mm. Probably a little bit easier to understand. Let me just share this a little bit to some people. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. Um. So like I was saying, this candle would have indicated this is just on the 4 hour though. The first resistance of the week for the 4 hour, and this would have been the first support. This setup is only because we get a bearish and then a bullish. But if we were supposed to get two bearish and then a bullish, I would have used the last bearish candle as support, followed by the bullish candle as resistance. Same way. Um, so from what I would have been looking for, I'm looking for a break and close for either one of these levels, which we would have gotten here, right? After getting this is the trigger candle for me. Um, this is the indicating candle, and then the following candle is what I'll be using to take an entry, right? So this bearish candles, it would have since I got a break and close above the resistance, I would have been looking for a sell entry, but that sell entry is dependent on how this bearish candle starts to form. Okay, see? So ideally for me to take this sell entry, I would have needed to see when this candle open, I would have need to see it come up first and grab the highs here. all I need, I can't take off the crosshairs. Let's see, I can't take off the crosshairs. Hmm. Yeah, so I'd need to see this candle open. All I need to see this candle, when this candle open, I would have wanted to see it come up first, grab the highs from this bullish candle that close above the level, and then start to push at the flip of it. I would have take the sell come down, but that never happened. While I was watching this candle farming yesterday, when it opened, it came down first, and then it pushed up, and then it came back down and closed bearish, right? So this never gave me the buy entry, the sell entry that I was looking for. So that is what I was, working on for the longest while. So what I do now is that, what I'm looking for on the 4 hour is not invalid, so to speak, but it probably takes a little bit longer to play out. So I started to scroll to, go lower on the time frames. I went to the 2 hour, and it's the same concept that I have. So oh, my phone will overheat. Wave after wave, slowly drifting. So yeah, so on the 2 hour time frame is the same thing that I would be looking for, right? But what I also realize is that even though you're looking for these kind of move on a smaller time frame, you have to keep track of the support and resistance being formed at the times when the support and resist, well, the times when the 4 hour candle closes. So if you're on the 2 hour and you're doing this, you have to keep note of the times that the 4 hour candles closes. So like for instance, for here, like what I was saying earlier, um, when on the 2 hour we can see that when the market opened, we got two consecutive bearish candles before getting one bullish candle. So being on the 2 hour, this would be my support because this was the last bearish candle that we got before getting a bullish candle. So this would have been my support on the 2 hour. This would have been my resistance, right? We can see that now on the 2 hour. I would have gotten the close below the support, break and close below the support, but I never got the ideal entry that I would have wanted to take this buy to the top of the range. What I would have wanted to see is that when this candle open, I'd want to see it open, come down and take out this low, leaving a wick, and as it start to flip back bullish, I would take the buys to the top of the range, right? You see that we came here and we got the same kind of move, but this candle still, we got signal candles on both end of the range, but the candle to take the entry pan was lacking. So we never saw the setup on the entry candle that we would have been looking for, right? So yes, I mean I look a bit of drawdown there. So I started to zoom in now on the 30 minutes time frame. And I realized that on the 30-minute time frame, I had gotten the playout that I would have been looking for, right? And the next thing is that we're at all-time high, so it's kind of risky if we take them trades here still. But none regardless. Sorry. So yeah. So on the 30-minute time frame, bearish bullish, giving us our first bit of resistance and support at the open of the market. Seeing we got this candle now giving the signal. However, this candle that follow never set up or never give it the open and stuff. The proper open that we are looking for to take the sell entry back into the range, right? It was so this candle open, came down, and then push up and close bullish. So we know, sir, we're not taking the sell entry on this candle. So I would have marked that. However, we see that this bearish candle now, it is clear to see. It is clear to see that this bearish candle open, came up a little bit and geared the top wick, taking out the highs here from that candle, and proceeded to come down. So when it flipped, when this candle flip is where we would have been looking to the entryway, which would have been probably somewhere around here, or let's say somewhere around here, anywhere around here. We look for the entry back down into the range. You understand? This candle, we get the signal here indicating a buy setup, but this candle that was supposed to open and give us the bullish flip never played out like we wanted, so we would have probably missed that the whole buy trade back to the top of the range, right? But by this time, as I say, we have to keep note of the time changes going into the 4-hour time frame. So we would have realized that this entry was not going, not really coincide with the 4-hour time frame setup, right? Because this was like what 2:30, 2:30. The previous 4 hour would have ended from 1 a.m., which would have been somewhere around here, 12:31, and then it came down. This we would have needed to 4:35. If we had gotten this at 4:35, then we'd have probably get the grab at the lows, bullish flip, and then continue back to the top of the range, but we never get that. So we see now where we come into, so this now would have been the 4-hour lows here, because this moved into 4:35, so that would have been the low for the 4-hour time frame, right? And the highs for the 4-hour would have been from here, which is 9 to 1. So 1 would have been here, which that would have been from 1 a.m. to 5 a.m., right? 1 a.m. to 5 a.m. So we continue into the day, moving from 5 a.m. now. 5 a.m. started here. I'm going into 9 a.m. 8:30. So 8:30 into 9, right? So we see it here. So 8:39, on the 30 minutes now, we see we got the break and close above the previous 4 hour, 8:39. But this candle, which we would have wanted to open, come up and grab the highs, it never do that. When it opened, it came down first. So it opened here, came down, created a bottom, and then came up and closed. So we wouldn't have taken the sell. We know we are looking for a sell, but the this candle, which we're supposed to take the entry candle, which is the entry candle, it never give us the proper open that we are looking for in order to take the sell, right? But this is where this candle now is where we would have taken the sell from, because we see that after we see that this candle open, came up and gave it the top, we grab the highs and move down. So this is where we would have gotten the sell from, right? I took some of these cells, took some of this cell, and I exited and I took some cells here again. Um, because I was looking for it to fill the 4 hour, to fill the 4 hour back down to here to the bottom of the range. We never got that. So what I realized too is that at certain point in the day, we need to mark off like the previous 4 hour. Like so this 4 hour from earlier in the day yesterday would have been where from the 9 p.m. to 1 a.m. and this was the last part of it, right? And you can see where when market opened this evening, you get a move here, came back above it, held support here and move up. You understand? So I think that kind of important to note in a sense. So now on the 4 hour time frame, this is what we are getting now. And this is now we're getting a break and close above the 4 hour high on the 4 hour. This move is for the 4 hour. So if we go up on the 4 hour now, we're gonna realize that this is a candle that you know it close above the 4 hour again. Right? So probably have I probably have I probably took this entry a little bit too early because on the 4 hour we still want when the next 4 hour candle open to grab the highs and start to come down. You understand? So I may be a little bit early on the entry, to be honest. But we see how it goes. I know that it's coming up to the next 4 hour changeover, which is 1 a.m. So I was just kind of tracking it on the 30 minutes time frame. You get me? Yeah, that's what I was doing. And then what I also was thinking about doing too is, kind of tracking this kind of movement day by day. So if we're supposed to do it day by day, realize that when the market opened today, 5 a.m., we got a series of bearish candle, and then we got this here, this bullish doji as our first. I'd consider that to be the first bit of resistance for the day, right? That would have been the first bit of resistance for the day. And now I would have considered here to be my first support since we got a bullish candle after this. This was the last bearish candle before getting a bullish candle. So my support would be there. So we realize that we got a break and close out of this zone, but signaling that we may want to look for a buy entry. But this candle, the entry candle, never did what we wanted it to do. Right? When this candle opened, it came up first and then come down. Ideally, what we would have wanted is for this candle, when this candle open, would have wanted to come down first and grab the lows and move up. But that's not what happened, right? And then now we see that we got a break at this resistance signal candle. But what happened? The entry candle again, when it opened, we would have been looking for a sell here. But what happened when it opened, we would have wanted to see it come up first and then come down. When it opened, it came down first, then it come up and pull back and close, right? This candle, we probably would have been thinking to get in on it, but would have wanted to open and grab the highs here. So never did that. Never did that. Get me? I say this was the candle. So that's why I ended up taking the entry up here. Because when this candle opened, it opened up and grabbed these highs, and you know if it was depending on where you catch the stream, you'd have realized that when this opened, it came up and grabbed the highs here, and it came down, but then it pushed up again. So I'm still kind of thinking that this candle may be the move down, but I'm just probably a little bit too early to the party because we We're still waiting on the 4 hour changeover at 1 a.m. It's almost 12:30. You understand? And they know, so that's why I'm going to take this entry back to the bottom of the first 4 hour range at the start of the week, that is down here. Understand? So that's what's happening right now. So if you guys seeing this and have, feel free to, you can feel free to type it in and ask. And then now we will expand this idea into the daily. So all of this move on the daily, I think this would have been like a bullish move. So today I haven't even looked on the daily candle, to be honest, but just looking at it, this would have been a bullish candle on the daily today. Started here, open, close. So it probably opened here, came down, up, down. So it ended close higher than it opened. So it's a bullish candle for the day today. So today was a bullish candle. Yeah. Monday, bullish candle Monday. And so now ideally we would want to see this candle come bearish, giving us hopefully and give us a support, and then we'll have the resistance, and then we expand it out into the day, into the daily time frame. So what I'll do now, I'll put this line as broken, since it's now broken on the 4 hour time frame again.